Hare Krishna, welcome to YogaEndless by Anjali Pandey, and in today's video I'm going to explain you what is Japa Mala and how can we use this and add it to our meditation practice. Well, Japa Mala is a mala which has 108 beads in it. You can see it's a big mala which will have 108 beads, and there'll be one extra bead which is on the top. Sometimes it'll be bigger than the size of the other beads, and sometimes it can be the same size. This bead is called Guru bead. Guru bead is the bead that we don't use for the whole meditation, and we use the rest of 108 beads. We also try to avoid crossing over the bead when we do the practice. I'm going to explain you what is that and how can we actually do it. Now, why do we do Japa Mala meditation? Well, Japa Mala meditation is another way of practicing your sadhana, meditation sadhana, where you can draw your attention towards one particular focus point, where you can draw your attention towards one chant that you choose. Now, you can choose any chant either given by your Guruji, or you can use a chant that you decide for yourself. Maha Mantra, which is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So this is one mantra that I use particularly for my japa meditation, and there are people who actually use a bag like this, which is known as the mala bag, in which you put the mala and then you do your meditation. Now understand how can we actually do this practice, how to use the mala. There is few things that you need to be aware of. When you use the mala, you cannot use your index finger. We avoid using our index finger because index finger indicates the ego mind. So we avoid using the index finger for the whole practice, and we keep the mala on the middle finger, which is like that. Some people prefer holding it like this, and some people prefer holding it like this. So it's a choice, this or this. Depending on your comfort, you can choose to move on ahead with. Every time you chant a mantra, you finish a bead and then you cross over. So you can do it this way or this way. Once you finish the whole one round, one circle of the mala, after that you reach to the end, 108th mala. Here in this, you don't go over the Guru bead and start again with the first one. You avoid that. You have to actually go back to this place, reverse the mala. So how can you do it? If your hands are like this and you've reached to your top mala, top bead, you have to rotate the whole mala behind and reverse the mala. So how many rounds you're doing, it does not matter. It can be 16 rounds, 20 rounds, 108 rounds. But whenever you reach your end of the mala, you reverse the mala and then go back to it. You do not cross the bead. Yes, that is one thing that you have to keep in mind. You have to avoid using your index finger, avoid using crossing over the Guru bead. And after that, you can put this in a mala bag to do the whole practice. How do we actually do this? You use your bigger loop of the bag to put your hand into it, and your mala is going to be inside the bag. After that, you use the smaller loop to take your index finger out. So this helps you keeping your index finger out of the process, and then you can chant the mala without being distracted of your index finger being used. Because whenever you start the mala meditation practice, sometimes you don't remember and you end up using your thumb. So the mala bag really helps you with that practice. And there's another reason where people believe that using mala bag is actually a better idea, because sometimes we end up chanting on by keeping the hands on the lap and your mala is touching the floor. Or even if I am chanting here, the mala is long enough that it will touch the floor. And when it touches the floor, it touches the Mother Earth. Mother Earth absorbs all the energy that is there in that bead. And you want that energy with you when you're doing the chant and when you're doing the meditation. So which is why if you want to use it, you can use it with your other hand under, you can keep it. It's a personal choice. You can do it without the mala also by counting onto your fingertips. When I started my japa meditation, I didn't have a japa mala, and my Guruji gave me a task. He said you have to count 108 times on your fingertips, and if you forget, if you miss a count, if you forget where you were at, you start all the back from the scratch. Well, that was super challenging for me, and that's when I decided that I am not going to let my focus wander at any given point of time. I'm not going to channelize my monkey mind, and I'm going to stay focused so I don't have to start all the way again, because it was a big mantra that I was chanting, and to finish 108 round, it used to take around 40 minutes. The Maha Mantra that I do the japa right now with it just takes around 10 to 15 minutes depending on your pace of the chanting. You can finish that in 10-15 minutes. But the earlier time when I was actually introduced to it, it used to take around 40 minutes to complete one whole cycle of 108. And at that time, if I chose to miss a count, it would be another hour. So it actually really helped me bring focus. So if you want to start by counting onto your fingertips, that's another best way to begin your journey. And then when you feel like you need the mala and then you want to do more than one round, then you can go ahead with getting your japa mala and start your practice. It's always nice to bring a lot of energy when you begin. So this is a personal choice. I always like to start my practice by keeping the mala between my palms and invoking with the higher being and talking to them and actually setting my intention before I do it. And then I go ahead with my japa practice. This is one thing that I believe that I choose to do at any given point of time in that day. Whenever I get a time and I feel like I need to go back to my mala, I choose to do that. Some people believe that you need to have a particular time. If you believe in that, I respect it, and I believe that whatever you believe is correct. My personal way of practicing japa mala is whenever in the day. Of course, I start my day with japa, but even whenever in the day I feel like going back to the mala practice, I go back to the mala practice and I do 1 or 2 rounds as much as I can, and it helps me feel very centered and calm. One other thing that I personally prefer is having a practice partner. So I have this shawl that I always take over me whenever I practice, and I have this energy in this shawl with me every time I practice. Because every time I do my japa mala, this is always with me as my partner. Some people prefer having that same mat. I am constantly traveling, so I cannot use that same mat everywhere or the same corner of the room. So this is my energy space. This shawl that I keep with me, I keep it with me, and whenever I want to do my practice, I take the shawl out. It's like a homely feeling for the practice, for my body, for myself, and the inner self. This is a few things that I wanted to share with you all about the mala meditation japa practice. And if you have any other doubts, you can let me know in the comments, and I would try to answer as much as I can help you with. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you find this helpful. And have a beautiful day and have a lovely, amazing japa meditation practice. If you happen to try it for the first time, don't forget to share it with me in the comments. Hare Krishna.